What if I told you there's this kind of clever accounting trick that's quietly funding the entire green energy revolution? It all comes down to something called a green tag, and we're going to break down exactly what that means right now.
So, think about this. You pay a little extra on your power bill for 100% renewable electricity. You plug in your phone, feeling pretty good about it. But have you ever stopped to wonder if the actual electrons charging your phone really came from a wind turbine? Well, the answer is probably not. And it might surprise you why.
Here's the deal with our electric grid. It's basically one giant pool of electricity. You've got power from a coal plant getting dumped in over here, and power from a solar farm getting dumped in over there. It all just mixes together. So the power coming out of your wall socket is a blend of everything. How can anyone claim they're using 100% green power?
Okay, this is where it gets really clever. Since you literally can't separate the electrons once they're in the grid, the solution was to separate the proof of where they came from. And that proof? That's what we call a green tag.
Now, the official fancy name is a renewable energy certificate, or a REC. Basically, it's a tradable receipt that represents all the greenness, all the environmental benefits of 1 megawatt-hour of clean power. And to give you an idea, 1 megawatt-hour is enough electricity to power about 330 homes for a whole hour. But let's just forget the jargon. The absolute easiest way to think about a green tag is like a birth certificate for clean energy. Every single time a megawatt hour is generated by a wind turbine or a solar panel, a unique digital certificate is created right along with it. It's the proof it was born from a green source. So, a birth certificate for energy? That's a pretty cool idea. But how does the system actually function in the real world? Let's trace the journey. The entire system hinges on this idea of unbundling two things: the physical electricity and the proof of its green origins. The actual electrons, they just flow into the grid for everyone to use. But the proof, that green tag, it goes somewhere else entirely. So here's how it plays out, step by step. First, a wind farm makes 1 megawatt-hour of power. Instantly, two things are created: the electricity and one unique green tag. Third, that electricity gets dumped into the mixed grid, like we talked about. And finally, that green tag, that digital birth certificate, gets sold on an open market. And this is the most crucial part. Whoever buys and then owns that green tag is the only one who can legally and verifiably claim to have used that specific megawatt-hour of renewable energy. So even though the actual electrons are all mixed up, the ownership of the greenness is crystal clear.
Okay, so you might be thinking this is just some clever accounting trick, right? And yeah, it is, but it's a trick with a massive real-world impact. This isn't just about bragging rights. This is actually about funding the future of energy. Here's how it works. When you or a big company buys a green tag, that money goes back to the renewable energy producer. It becomes a whole second stream of income for them, which makes building new wind and solar farms more profitable. So put simply, more demand for green tags means more wind turbines and solar panels actually get built.
And who's driving all this demand? Well, it's not just individuals like us. We're talking about global giants like Apple and Starbucks. They use green tags to meet their huge goals of being 100% renewably powered. I mean, they can't exactly build a wind turbine next to every single coffee shop, right? So they buy green tags to match their electricity use all over the world. And the impact is just massive. This system allows companies like Apple to not only power their own stores and offices, but to also push for clean energy across their entire global supply chains. They're helping all their partners make the switch to renewables too.
So what's the real bottom line here? Green tags are so much more than just a piece of paper or a digital file. They give everyone, from you and me to a massive corporation, a direct way to support clean energy. It really lets you vote with your wallet for the kind of energy future you want to see. So the next time you hear a company claim they're 100% renewable, you'll know the secret behind it is the humble green tag. Hey, if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to subscribe to Energy Simply Explained. We make complex topics simple. Thanks for watching.